Hello, welcome to this video on Python variables. Today we are going to learn about Python variables. Now, let us begin with understanding the meaning of a variable and constant. Let us go with a real world example. In a real world, we use the term variable to represent the value or uh, any uh, any value that keeps changing over the duration of time, right? And constants on the other side are a fixed value which doesn't change. For example, let me say how many siblings we have. Like two, yes, mostly it won't change over the time, right? After you reach certain age, of course, right? And if you take like what is the um, number of courses that we have taken in our graduation. They are 48, right? Eight subjects per each semester, and we have uh, or six subjects per each semester, and we have 8 semesters, which is like 8 into 6 is 48. They don't change unless we are taking a different course or something like that. Likewise, there are other values we can say like pi. If we have used a certain amount of mathematics, we will be sure that we come across this word pi or letter pi, and it is a constant value, and it is a divisible of 22 by 7, which is like 3.14, right? Yeah. And then likewise, we have different constants that we have come across based on our exposure to the surroundings and the nature of work that we are doing. On the other side, variables are anything that can keep changing value, right? For example, it might be the house cost or the rent of the house that we are paying or the kilowatt hour charges that we have paid for the electricity or the price of milk carton that we buy, anything. So that the value of that milk price per gallon or per carton keeps changing over the duration. So in my childhood, we used to pay around 12 rupees per liter milk, right? And today we pay 60 rupees or the duration, like in last 20 years, the price went from $12, 12 rupees to 60 rupees, right? Likewise, here we used to pay gas at some $3, and now I'm paying $5. So the price of the gas went up from $3 to $5. It is a variable, right? So this is what we call them as variables and constants in real world. The same applies in the software world. So variable in software world is nothing but the value of a particular entity can keep changing over the duration of the program. It is not constant. It can keep changing. Okay, that that entity is called a variable. And as I have told, as we have discussed, the the value or whatever the mm, information that you want to store in a program is stored in a memory location, and you need to know where exactly this particular information is stored. So remembering that addresses and working on those addresses is really difficult. So Python kind of extracts that part, and then it will allow you to give name to that particular memory location, and it will allow you to make operations on that particular memory location without you having to remember the addresses and everything. And that name is called variable. Let me show you an example. For example, I want to store my first name in the Python program. Now, so how do I do that? I say I can give the variable name, whatever the name that I want to give to that variable, I can give that first. Here I am writing it as first name, and then I'm typing my first name, which is a string, and I have given it. and I've given it under double quotes to say Python that I'm storing a string value in that particular variable. And as I hit enter, what Python program does is that it takes the string and keeps it in a memory location. And the address of that memory location is given to this first name. Okay, so every time I refer to first name, the symbol, then Python goes to that memory location and extracts information from that. I can do certain actions or perform certain actions on this variable, and Python, based on the type, will allow that action, right? So these are variables in Python. So some of the key rules and background of variables is that we should give meaningful names to the variable. For example, if I say a equals to 10, does it give you any idea about what I'm talking about? A equals to 10. Does it give you any idea what I'm trying to refer to? No, right? For example, if I'm trying to refer to the milk price, right? We can say like milk price, and if I say 10, then it gives you some idea that I'm talking about the price of milk. But would it does it give you the idea of which currency I'm talking in? Am I talking in rupees or am I talking in dollars? No, right? Let me say like okay, milk price underscore USD, so to represent US dollar. And if I give 10, now will it give you that information? Yes, now it gives you that information that I'm talking in US dollars. Now it is talking about milk price and in US dollars, but is it giving you the information about how much quantity I'm talking about? Am I talking per gallon, or if I'm talking per 10 gallons, or am I talking it per like 20 gallons? No, right? Now, let me say milk price per gallon underscore USD equals to 10. Now, does this give you that idea? It does, right? But now, if you observe, you see there is a problem here. As you have seen, the cost kept the uh, the cost of the milk price is same, but then like if you see the size of the variable name, it kept increasing. If you use this bloated variable name in your program, it will impact the size of your program and readability. Every time you read like milk price per gallon USD, milk price per gallon USD, it would it wouldn't be in a such a readable format. So at your discretion, try to make use of the shortest and meaningful names that you can come up with to describe a certain real world use case. Okay. Now, because we are talking about milk price, it is often we use um, the currency of that particular region. Now, if you are staying in United States, you use US dollar. If you are staying in India, you use rupees. If you are staying in Germany, you use euros, right? So you don't specifically have to say per like underscore USD or per gallon underscore USD, right? And number two, if you are staying in US, you always refer to the quantity in a standard uh, quantities like per gallon. Unless someone explicitly asks you, we always assume that the price is given per gallon, right? If we are staying in India, or if you are staying in India, then it is obvious that we are talking in liters, right? So, based on the location and the purpose of this program, certain additional information from the variables can be removed. So, milk price equals to 10 is sufficient. This is up to us. Uh, so, we need to inculcate all these clean coding strategies from the beginning in order to avoid making or writing a code that is not very readable, right? Every time you are planning to use some a equals to 20, think what that 20 means and see if you can give a meaningful name to it. Thank you.